Singapore, the Lion City. A city-state with a reputation for being clean, organized, and lawful. Sounds kind of boring, right? Well then, my friend, you have only seen Singapore from afar. It's chefs like award-winning Gunther Huen who are giving Singapore its great and growing food reputation. A fine dining fixture in this city, Gunther's Belgian background only adds interest to his unique French-influenced dishes.
Cooking is from the heart.
Korean-born chef Kiang Su serves up Japanese artistry on a plate. In Singapore. No, there isn't a test later.
Singapore rock!
Chef Janice Martino brings great food insight and flavor on the Eastern and Orient Express train, the best way to get to Singapore. So, of course, we'll start with him.
If you have great ingredients, this is the key of success.
We're about to give you a big, flavor-filled taste of Singapore, right here, right now, on 3 Chefs, 1 City. Three Chefs, One City looks at the world's great food destinations through the eyes of 3 awesome and talented chefs.
I'm Chef Janice.
I'm Chef Moon.
I'm Chef Gunther.
This is my Singapore.
And this is my Singapore.
This is my Singapore.
No. I know Singapore.
I'm the one who actually get you to Singapore.
This time, we're headed for Singapore. And by headed for Singapore, I mean we're on our way. Located at the southern tip of the Malay Peninsula, Singapore is an island state nearly 2,000 kilometers south of Bangkok, Thailand. How best to get to Singapore? Take a step back in luxurious time and board the Eastern and Oriental Express.
The Eastern and Oriental Express. There's no better way to get to Singapore.
The Eastern and Oriental Express has a long and storied history. In 1893, it began its inaugural journey between Paris and Vienna. Created as a luxury train, it was the choice of royalty and the rich.
The people actually, when they are coming on the train, they do expect this kind of luxurious trip with a kind of service. So what we're trying to give them is this top service, a top quality of food, and everything is included on your trip.
The modern-day journeys exist in several locations, and Chef Janice Martino takes great pride in his responsibility in making the journey from Bangkok to Singapore a lavish and delicious one.
If I do a nice plate or something which I'm proud of myself and I see the smile of the guests and I have the congratulation from the guests, this is make my life. This is what I'm expect to have. That's why I'm chef.
An expat from France, Chef Martino now makes his home in Asia. He spends much of his time creating culinary experiences on this train filled with ambiance and history.
The Eastern and Oriental Express is the best way to go in Singapore because you arrive with style.
The decor, wood moldings, tea settings, all bring you back in time. A 2-day journey through 3 countries and no Wi-Fi.
What the people expect is to go back in the past on the board, so they have no Wi-Fi, no phone, no television, and we just try to bring them on this kind of old time with the service how it was before. Be quiet in a room, and what is the most expected for the people is to get time in a couple together.
This is a journey where the freshest and most unique ingredients can be picked up en route.
This route is definitely unique, and yes, I can get all the ingredients, the French ingredients, on all the way to Singapore. Wherever we'll stop, I will go to the market and try to get the fresh and seasonal fruit, vegetable, and spice.
There's nothing like a local outdoor market.
So we're here for the market, actually, where I buy some fresh fruit and fresh herbs, which is a stop on the train in Penang. And this is where I buy the last minute herb for the train. This is very tasty fruit. Some people say that tastes a little bit like a strawberry. This is a very famous jackfruit. Great food starts from the beginning, from the supplier, definitely. And after that, if you have great ingredients, this is the key of success. You have to get the best quality, looking after the details to finalize your dish. Here you can find some very good vegetable, herb and spice. What I learned from the time I'm here is, of course, this kind of local food and especially how they make it. So this is something which I like as well, which is a garlic flowers. If you just pan fry it, you have this taste of garlic and it doesn't stay in your stomach for a long time. So this is one of the garlic which I particularly love. A lot of spice as well, a lot of new vegetable, fruit. And what I learned the most important here is to handle how to cook it. The small pumpkins, with here they are very fresh, and this is the perfect vegetable for a kind of soup, like a pumpkin soup. I'm gonna take 3 like that. Okay, so actually I need some fruit and herbs. The first time I came to Asia, I have been just surprised by the food. Because I was a chef for the good chef in Europe, and everything I learned before have no sense over here. This is a dragon fruit, which I use for the fruit platter. It's not the kind of fruit with a lot of taste, but it's very colorful and it's full of vitamin. That's why I decided to come, because a curry, a paste, the fish sauce, this kind of thing, I have no clue about what it was. That's why I just want to learn. 谢谢. 谢谢. 谢谢means thank you in Chinese.
In 2 small, compact kitchens, Chef Janice manages to direct his teams and make the onboard food scene just sing.
One of my favorite dish is this one, which is a medley of seafood. The difficulty is definitely about the tiny space. The organization, we have to be well organized. We have to make sure everything is on board before we leave, even if I'm going to the market before departure. This is a piece of codfish, which I just put on top of the fish. So this is leek, coriander and chili. This is one of my favorite dishes. I hope you enjoy.
Singapore is a nation of food-obsessed people. We have access to the widest variety of food in this part of the globe.
Three Chefs, One City is in Singapore, a city-state equally famous for its green spaces and high-rises. A social city.
Singapore is a gourmet destination. We love to dine out with our friends and our family.
Where from hawker stalls to local family restaurants to Michelin-star visions of beauty, there's something to whet every appetite and budget.
It's just something that we love to do in Singapore. Singapore is a paradise for wallet-friendly street food, but in recent years, it has morphed into a gourmet city heaving with really fine restaurants.
Little hidden vegetable markets, late-night noodles, and of course, fine wine. Cruising around Singapore day or night will both surprise and delight.
We're talking about French, Italian restaurants, really great Japanese food, as well as some of the greatest chefs you can find in this part of the world.
A city of almost 7,000 restaurants, mouth-wateringly representing every culture, budget, and trend. Renowned and often referred to as a food paradise. This multicultural oasis offers something for all of your gastronomic senses.
Singapore is a foodie town, and when you come here, there are certain iconic restaurants that you have to go to. Trust me, because I know Singapore is one of the best places to eat in Asia. Mikuni in Singapore is really interesting because it serves up Japanese kaiseki gastronomy that is prepared by a Japanese-trained Korean chef.
Ah, yes, Chef Kiang Su Moon, a Korean-born chef with a passion for Japanese and a restaurant in Singapore.
My name is Chef Moon. You know, in the look at the sky, always in the sky is moon head, right?
Hey Moon, if you want to see the sun, come to me.
Meet Chef Moon. Overseeing all of the unique culinary experiences available at the Japanese restaurant Mikuni isn't easy, but somehow he manages.
My blood in the 100% in the Korean, but when I working in the high school, that time I love in the Japanese culture. So step by step, then finally here in the Japanese chef. That's it. We serve to get the guests in the nice in the big pan, you know, in the traditional Japanese style. When you sit down in the here guest, like they always serve like this in the past.
Now, it's important to understand there are literally hundreds of Japanese restaurants in Singapore.
In Singapore, just talking about Japanese cuisine, 1,500 in Japanese restaurant here. So every day learn, every day checking, every day in the practice. This is my life in Singapore.
This is a city for bentos, the best teppanyaki, the top tonkatsu, sushi, and sashimi, and the list goes on.
In the Singapore, they like in the starter in the little bit in the sushi sashimi, and then main course the teppanyaki in the fish and beef, usually in the grill. Here is the lobadayaki. In the lobadayaki, mean is fresh in the ingredient we grilling. When you sit down here, first, middle, and the main course, everything is different in the style. And the wagyu beef, so just the seasoning, salt, and the pepper is a nice grilling. So look at the smell and the smoke, nice in the grill.
However, Chef Moon's reputation as a superstar in the Japanese food scene is well earned. This is an experience of service, ambiance, textures, and tastes not to be missed.
Mikuni is mean in Japanese words, so mi is mean in the three kind, and then kuni is mean in the country. So our restaurant is the concept is the 3 live station in the restaurant. So you can try to in the sushi counter. And then if you like in the teppanyaki, and then if you like in the grill, in the nice grill, so lobadayaki. So this is my restaurant in the Mikuni. Look at this like this in the mouth. Wow, this is so perfect.
A large restaurant with 3 separate visual food preparation areas, Mikuni is also a bit of theater.
I using a lot of the Asia flavor, not only Japan. Some of the good ingredient I from in the Myanmar, I'm from in the local food. I pick up in the Korea because I'm from Korea. So I know about this good ingredient. So I pick up there, and making together on one plate, say one dish. This is in the fish, and then I just in the steam, light in the steam, and then little bit in the touch. I put inside in the soup bowl. Of course, in the local seafood also is nice. So I can say it's #1 in the ingredient, and then in the very fresh. So this one is from the dish fish in the bone, nice in the stock, and then you're going to when you're in the hot, this is going up, and then washing one more in the fish bonito. Japanese people in the drinking soup, not eating soup, in the holding the 2 hands, and then everybody in the drinking like this. So this means you feel like your nose in the nice flavor is very important. So how to keep in the flavor? When you temperature in the 65 degrees, going up. First time I'm going to in the coffee, some in the baristas, they using the siphon because in the coffee is very important. So I look at in the siphon, wow, this one is, I think is put in my soup, is I can keep the flavor.
Okay, this is taking me back to science class. What a way to make soup.
When you fire put in the go to my soup, going to up in the fishy bonito, and then one time in the washing, one time more in the put in the flavor, and then go down in the soup.
It's always about heart and passion with great chefs, isn't it?
When I creative in the menu and recipe, first myself, I alone I'm making because my brain, and then I show is my style, and then taking photo I send it to my wife because lady in the touch is very important. Again, finally in the making, and then everybody again in the testing, and then everybody approve. So it's coming in the one recipe, one dish. This is a nodoguro clean soup with the siphon. enjoy.
Like I said, dinner and a show.
This is a Mikuni style.
Can we? 3 Chefs, 1 City is in Singapore. Apart from Monaco, this city is the most densely populated country in the world. A busy, dynamic, wonderfully green and tropical cosmopolitan paradise to explore and indulge in. And by indulge, we mean eat. Belgian-born chef Gunther Huen has rocked the Singapore food scene for over a dozen years, and he's here to stay.
I'm Chef Gunther, and this is my Singapore.
Hey Gunther, I'm the one who bring you to Singapore.
No. I know Singapore.
Gunther is both a friend to his regulars and neighborhood haunts.
Tea break. I always have my coffee or tea in the afternoon or in the morning before we start working. Singapore is a city that is evolving so much. In 50 years, it's from a small place to an incredible, exciting, beautiful, a mixture of the old and the new. It's blooming, it's vibrant, day and night. Food-wise, it's like New York. You can have anything, from sushi to French to Italian, but most important, the local food. Local food it's really the essence of Singapore. It's really the people going for food from morning to night. This is my my bowl of noodles before service. The best place to eat local food is the hawker center, where the guy is really cooking in front of you and do it himself.
Don't eat chili.
Cannot take it chili. Okay, a little bit.
Little bit lah. No chili cannot eat lah.
Everybody have his own little secret ingredients or the way they do it. The hawker center is actually the place where the essence of food is. It's done by one person behind his store. He's cooking himself, his way of doing that dish that maybe his father or grandfather teach him, because it's all about the special ingredient. He gives more effort to it. Fresh noodles, handmade, fish bowl, meat bowl, fish cake, some chili on the spot, hot, great honest food. I think the essence of kitchen is about the guy who's cooking it and give 100%. Put all his effort in one dish, so you're gonna be very happy.
Shock. You just say when it's nice, it's shock.
Thanks, man.
Hey, okay. Wow, superstar.
A stickler for the freshness and details that go into his very, very unique recipes.
My parents, they had a restaurant in Belgium, Ostend, and it was on the Fisher Harbor. So in the morning we go to the Westrap, we say in Ostend, Westrap. It's like a small market to get our fish. So it's all about ingredients, fresh ingredients, so I grow with it. Nature, make an ingredient like it is. I'd rather leave it on the natural shape, like it is, almost from the ground on the plates. Live scallops, just shuck open, grill, or just a little steam, or not about too complicated. So for me, it's really ingredients, fresh ingredients. Gunther is all about the ingredients. So we have here sea bream, straight. The gills are really, really red. It's very fresh. I think cooking is about, you get an ingredient in front of you and the ingredient tell you what to do with it. Also we have scallops. We're gonna grill with some black truffle and a pumpkin coulis. I think it's about the ingredients, the cooking methods, and then just the seasoning, and voila. Cooking is from the heart.
I love Gunther because he is really passionate about his cuisine. When he's not in the restaurant is closed. And when you go to his restaurant, there's several dishes that you really have to order.
Truffle is very popular in Singapore. The people love it. They like mushrooms, so they really like this, the fragrance, the taste, the nutty flavor of the black truffle. and the very strong flavor of the white truffle.
I like your noodle style, Gunther.
It's a little tossed ginger hair pasta with truffle and caviar, some chive and sweet kombu.
Ooh, yum.
It's a dish I created a few years ago, and it's really been amazing. It's the star of the restaurant. It's really something refreshing because Singapore is so hot that actually it's like the aperitif. It's something to start. It's refreshing with some acidity who give you more appetite. So it's really the nice beginning of your dinner. People craving about it, dreaming about it. They say, I never know, I don't know.
Delectable fresh truffles, stunning caviar, dishes unique only to this location. You're at the right place, Gunther's.
So it was a place that I came 12 years ago, and I knew there's something to do here, and it's fantastic.
So there you have it, a look at Singapura, or as we call it, Singapore, and its food seen through the eyes of those who define it. Gunther Huen with a Belgian twist on French cuisine.
It's all about the special ingredient.
Chef Moon Kiang Su serving Singapore up Japanese style.
I love in the Japanese culture.
And Chef Janice and the most delicious route to Singapore.
And I see the smile of the guests, that's why I'm chef.
Conclusion? Singapore rocks the food scene and roars with flavor. One of the world's great food destinations, revealed here on 3 Chefs, 1 City.